I'd like to call the
I traded
meeting
out.
of
I
the
got that seat
Northumberland
was
County
way
Board of
low. I
Elections.
felt like I didn't like it. It shrunk.
Order, and please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And a moment of seated. Thank you. I'll entertain public input on agenda items. All right. Seeing none, a motion is needed to approve and dispense with the reading of the minutes from the December 2nd, 2025 election board meeting.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, on the question? Okay, seeing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, motion passes. Secondly, we need a motion needed to ratify the following reports: the election integrity grant report from the November 2025 election.
So moved.
I'll second it.
Okay. On the question? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. We also have some announcements. February 17th, 2026, first day to obtain signatures for nomination petitions. March 10th, the last day to circulate and file nomination petitions. May 4th, last day to register or change any information on voter records. May 12th, the last day to apply for mail-in and absentee ballots by 5 p.m., double explanation points. May 19th, all mail-in mail-in and absentee ballots must be received in the elections office by 8 p.m. to count. Do you have anything else for that, Lindsay? Did you want to? That's everything. Yeah, okay. Is there any other old business for the elections office? Okay. New business. The municipal primary, which will be held on May 19th, 2026. The polls will open at 7 a.m. and then be closed at 8 p.m. The offices which will be elected are Governor, Lieutenant Governor, Representative in Congress for the 9th District, Representative in the General Assembly for the 107th and 108th Districts, Member of State Committee, Member of Committee for both Democrat and Republican. And petitions are available for anyone interested in running for office for the 2026 primary at the elections office during normal business hours. Petitions are not able to be mailed, emailed, or faxed. Okay.
Megan, what was that municipal primary date? May
19th.
19th.
So that was a typo. If anybody has the
Okay.
original,
Yes,
that
all
should be
right,
May 19th.
thank you. I have the 29th on it. Okay, so, thank you.
No problem. Is there any other public input? If not, I will recess.
You don't want to explain write-in ballots if you make it or anything, do you? Okay, I just checking. All right. Okay, I'd like to call to order the Northumberland County Public Meeting as of Tuesday, February 3rd, 2026. We already said, can we count that? Vince, we can count that. Okay, we don't have to say the pledge then again. Okay, Nathan, go ahead.
Okay, at this time, is there citizens' input on agenda items only? Hearing and seeing none, Mr. Chairman, would you like to call for a departmental update?
Yes, I would. Who's here? Manny?
And
Who's-
Director Mike Moyer.
Oh, okay. BHIDS Mike?
Afternoon, guys.
Afternoon.
My name is Mike Moyer. I'm the SEO director for Northumberland County. I've been working here for about 20 years in the field and about 9 years in this position. So for our services here, we support individuals in the county that meet the eligibility for intellectual developmental disabilities, autism, global delays, and medically complex. So our current enrollment for our SEO is approximately 440 individuals, 345 of them that have some kind of waiver for funding services. There are 4 total SEOs in Northumberland County. We are one of 4. The other 3 are Sandbank, a Bridge to Independence, and ECCM. So typically when referrals come in, they will go to our administrative entity or the AE, at which point they will conduct intakes, ensure eligibility. Once an individual is determined eligible, they have what's called SEO choice, so they will get to choose one of the 4 SEOs in Northumberland County. If we are chosen as the choice, we will look to assign a supports coordinator, or what we call an SC. And then the SC will go meet with the individual and team members and then develop an individual support plan, or what we call an ISP. And we go over a PUNS, which the acronym stands for Prioritization and Urgency of Needs for Services. And that will determine what kind of funding is needed for those services that the individual may need. The individual support plan is something that we do at least annually for all individuals enrolled. It's a living, breathing document to determine what services they may need, but also tells us everything we need to know, and the team everything they need to know about the individual. The different waivers that we work with, the first one is PFDS. There's an annual cap of $47,000. There's a community living waiver with a cap of $97,000, and then the consolidated waiver, which is uncapped. We also do have some supports coordination folks enrolled for case management and base funded services as well, but predominantly it's waiver funded services. So with those waiver funds, we are able to support individuals in the community with home and community-based services. We do a lot of residential services. We do employment, community services through day program, and things of that nature. Right now, we have a complement of 14 supports coordinators within the SCO, and we have 13 up and running supports coordinators within our agency, 2 SC supervisors and myself. The main functionalities of the supports coordinators are to locate, coordinate, and monitor services. Day-to-day functions, we bill 15-minute quarter-hour units for any kind of contacts that we have with individuals and their teams. Any services that are put in place, we make sure that they are being monitored and that everybody's receiving those services as they are intended to be in the plan. Residential services, we have a lot of folks that are living in the community in some kind of residential setting, whether it be a community living arrangement, life sharing models, supported living. We have folks that live independently with family and friends, personal care boarding homes, and we are able to layer in the supports needed to support them as best as possible. We are an employment we are an employment first state, and there's been a big push in the last 7-ish years, and our employment numbers for the individuals enrolled in our services continue to increase. I want to say in 2017, they were somewhere around 45, 50, and right now we currently have 83 individuals enrolled that are employed, and that is either with or without job supports. Some folks work independently with 0 supports, and some are even self-employed, so that's a really good thing as well. So that's pretty much the gist of the day-to-day stuff and some of the big things we're looking at right now. So if anybody has any questions, I can answer them, or if anybody needs anything, you can reach out and we'll help you out.
Clarify, you were mentioning earlier on there were about 300 to 400 individuals, and that's just that our organization services.
It's with our SCO,
Okay, and
yes.
so the other 3 organizations are serving an additional population?
Yep.
Okay, that's very interesting. I wasn't aware of that.
And 2 of the 4 are relatively new. Sam Inc. has been a choice for approximately 7 or 8 years. And the way it's intended now, with having choice, every county is supposed to have at least 2 SCOs within the Commonwealth.
You mentioned earlier that the total head count was total people in the program 440, and then waiver. What happens to the other?
Most are. Some choose not to have any services. They just want to have case management through us. With the intention of potentially down the road needing services, they're already open and identified. So we can continue to meet with them and work with them. And if the needs would change, they're already in the front door and we could get them.
So anything we do with them is not eligible under any kind.
Not if they're SE only, correct. Yeah. Yep.
So Mike,
Question, Mick.
excuse me, are our numbers with these individuals needing services, are they holding steady? Or are they going up, or how? Because our population is decreasing a little bit in our county. And I was just wondering,
So what I can say is we're in a really good position as far as our numbers go. The amount of waivers that we had for our county years ago was a lot lower. So we were able to obtain a lot more through the state as they create more. And one of the big pushes is to eliminate that waiting list. So with the puns that we do to determine the needs for services and waiver funding, the state as a whole has done a really nice job of trying to ensure that everybody's receiving the services as needed. And the end game is to try to completely eliminate that waiting list. Obviously not an easy task, and it's taken some time, but we're certainly headed in the right direction. So right now, there are some folks that may be in centers or nursing homes that aren't eligible to receive any kind of services until they would transition out, but currently those numbers are very small. And for the other folks, it's just at this point in time, they may not be choosing services, but they want to receive the case management through us. Yep.
Hey, thanks, Mike. For our newspapers, if you have any questions afterwards, Mike and Manny will be available because we're going to try to do this at each meeting and show what the county is actually doing for our citizens of Northumberland County. And we'd like it to be, out there so that people see what we're doing, and maybe if they need help, they'll know who to get a hold of. Okay? Thanks, Mike. You too, Manny, even though you didn't say anything. All right, go ahead, Nate.
At this time, a motion is needed to approve and dispense with the reading of the Commissioners' Public Meeting minutes of Tuesday, January 6, 2026.
moved?
Seconded?
On the question, all in favor state aye. Aye, motion carries.
Motion is needed to pay all county and liquid fuels payrolls as submitted by the Human Resource Office for payroll number 1 in the amount of $748,261.28, payroll number 2 in the amount of $836,629.04, and payroll number 3 in the amount of $775,078.56.
So moved?
Seconded?
On the question, all in favor state aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Motion is needed to pay all county and liquid fuels bills as submitted by the county controller in the amount of $7,600,362.32 from January 3rd, 2026 to January 30th, 2026.
So moved?
On the question, all in favor state aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Under announcements, a work session will be held on Tuesday, February 17th, 2026, beginning at 10 a.m. in the Commissioners' Conference Room. The next regular public meeting will be held on Tuesday, March 3rd, 2026 at 1 p.m. at the Administration Center located at 399 Stadium Drive in Sunbury. The Northumberland County Courthouse, Administration Center, and related county facilities will be closed on Monday, February 16th, 2026 in observance of the President's Day holiday. The next prison board meeting will be held on Wednesday, February 4th, 2026 at 11 a.m. at the Administration Center, 399 Stadium Drive in Sunbury, PA. Northumberland County countywide reassessment update. The data collections moves to Ralph Township, Rush Township, and Riverside Borough. There will be meetings held on Wednesday, February 4th, 2026, and Thursday, February 12th, 2026 at the Ralph Township Municipal Building in Elysburg from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. These meetings will provide an opportunity for residents to learn more about the reassessment, ask questions, and gain deeper understanding of the process. And acknowledging the receipt of a letter notifying the county that Pete Shingara Jr. Mining would like to renew their coal lease for the year 2026. A motion is needed for the Commissioners to sign the state tax equalization voucher for transfers of real estate for the month of December 2025 as submitted by the Assessment Office.
So moved?
Seconded?
On the question, all in favor state aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Motion is needed to approve the employee status sheet list of new hires, individuals no longer employed, promotions, demotions, and transfers as item number 1 through 24.
So moved?
On the question, all in favor state aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
A motion is needed to approve the following reports. This includes the coal royalty reports as submitted by the County Engineer and the Tax Claims Bureau report.
So moved?
Seconded?
On the question, all in favor state aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Motion is needed to authorize the chairperson to execute the service agreement with Keystone Communication for 2026 site maintenance for various communication towers on behalf of Northumberland County 911 Center, and this is a ratification.
So moved?
Seconded?
On the question, all in favor state aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Motion is needed to authorize chairperson to execute the amendment number 8 to the food service contract between Northumberland County and Summit Food Service LLC on behalf of the Northumberland County Jail, the prison, and this is a ratification.
So moved.
Seconded.
On the question, all in favor state aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Motion is needed to grant permission to advertise the following. Notice as per the Pennsylvania Code, Mental Health Procedures, Chapter 5100.81, Involuntary Examination and Treatment. Let it be known that Geisinger Medical Center facility, located in Danville, Pennsylvania, has been designated by the Northumberland County Behavioral Health and Intellectual Developmental Services Program to provide mental health triage services for involuntary emergency examination and treatment. A notice of intent to adopt ordinance number O-01-26, and an ordinance of the Board of Commissioners of the County of Northumberland repealing the Local Economic Revitalization Tax Assistance, also known as LRTA program, providing for tax exemption for certain deteriorated areas within the county, providing for an exemption schedule, and establishing standards and qualifications for participants, also as ordinance O-02-13. And meeting notice, a salary board for general purposes to be held Tuesday, February 3rd, 2026 at 11 a.m. in the Northumberland County Public Meeting Room, 399 Stadium Drive in Sunbury. The last are ratifications.
So moved.
On the question, all in favor state aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Motion is needed to authorize the Northumberland County Commissioners to execute the service agreement with Diversified Maintenance, RWS LLC, for janitorial services at the Northumberland County Human Services Complex for the period January 1st, 2026 to December 31st, 2026, and this is ratification.
So moved.
Seconded.
On the question, all in favor state aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Motion is needed to authorize Commissioner Beck to execute the Pennsylvania Commission on Crime and Delinquency, also known as PCCD, Victims of Juvenile Offenders, Victims of Juvenile Offenders, also known as VOJO, grant award for 2026 of $29,541, and this is a ratification.
So moved.
Second, on the question, all in favor state aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Motion is needed to accept the resignation of Justin Ross from the Drive Board as his term expired on 2/26/2026, ratification.
So moved.
On the question, all in favor state aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Motion is needed to appoint Tessa Applegate to the Drive Board with a 3-year term beginning February 26, 2026, and ending February 29, 2029, or until a replacement is appointed, whichever shall come later, and this is a ratification.
So moved.
Seconded.
On the question, all in favor state aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Motion is needed to acknowledge or authorize the travel request and attendance at the following workshops and seminars as in accordance with the county's personnel manual travel reimbursement policy. These include conferences attended by the district attorney, members of the prison, and the sheriff's office.
So moved.
Seconded.
On the question, all in favor state aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Motion is needed to authorize the chairperson to execute the Remco Inc. service agreement to provide HVAC to the prison and administration building for the period January 1st, 2026 to December 31st, 2026, and this is a ratification.
So moved.
On the question, all in favor state aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Motion is needed to accept the resignation of Richard Cooper and Nicole Will from the Redevelopment Authority of the County of Northumberland effective January 21st, 2026, ratification.
So moved.
Seconded.
On the question, all in favor state aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Motion is needed to appoint Justin Scavry to the Redevelopment Authority of the County of Northumberland to complete the unexpired term of Richard Cooper starting 1/21/2026 and ending December 31st, 2028, or until a replacement is appointed, whichever shall come later, and this is a ratification.
So moved.
Seconded.
On the question, all in favor state aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Motion is needed to appoint Elijah Watkins to the Redevelopment Authority of the County of Northumberland to complete the unexpired term of Nicole Will starting 1/21/2026 and ending December 31st, 2026, ratification.
So moved.
Seconded.
On the question, all in favor state aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Motion is needed to approve the CDBG FFY 2023 subrecipient agreement between Northumberland County and Herndon Borough for the Pottsville Street Stormwater Improvement Project.
So moved.
Seconded.
On the question, all in favor state aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
A motion is needed to revise the FFY 2022 CDBG contract number 0000846673 by moving $19,416 from Elderly Veterans Housing Project to the Marion Heights Stormwater Improvement Project, and by moving $4,589.03 from demolition to demolition 2023.
So moved.
Seconded.
On the question, all in favor state aye. Motion carries.
Motion is needed to revise the FFY 2025 CEDACOG administration fee by moving $4,900 between the HA&C elimination of slum blight, Phase 4, and the amount of $3,700 for a total project of $74,652, and Lower Mahanoy Township pumping system upgrade in the amount of $500 for a project amount of $46,300, and HBJT-JMA WWTP generator replacement in the amount of $700 for a total project amount of $49,113.
So moved.
Seconded.
On the question, all in favor state aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Motion is needed to authorize the chairperson to execute the proposal provided by Wilson Consulting Group to perform inspections on County Bridge 122 and 192 on behalf of the engineering department.
So moved.
Seconded.
On the question, all in favor state aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Motion is needed to authorize the chairperson to execute work order number 02 as submitted by Wilson Consulting Group for additional repairs of County Bridge number 70, work to be performed by Minichi Inc. out of DuPont on behalf of the engineering department at a cost of $15,249.59.
So moved.
Seconded.
On the question, all in favor state aye. Motion carries.
Motion is needed to authorize the chairperson to execute the temporary easement for construction agreement between the Borough of Shamokin, a.k.a. City of Shamokin, for County Bridge number 73 on North 8th Street Bridge. This is a ratification.
So moved.
Seconded.
On the question, all in favor state aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Motion is needed to authorize the chairperson to execute the agreement of sale between the seller Borough of Shamokin, a.k.a. City of Shamokin, and the purchaser Northumberland County for a portion of the property conveyed or devised to the seller by deed of William H. Marshall, dated January 19th, 1866, and recorded in Deed Book 57, page 533, for transportation, construction, or improvement of County Bridge number 73, the North 8th Street Bridge in Shamokin. Conveyance contains 3,698 square feet, required right-of-way for City Street, and the property is identified on purchaser plans as Parcel 1 for a purchase price of $2,800.
So moved.
Seconded.
On the question, just so the papers know, especially the Shamokin Milton, that bridge is the bridge that's behind the railroad tracks there going up to where the old high school would have been, that they've been trying to replace, which I still think is okay, but they want to fix it. So that's what these motions are for, that bridge there.
Yeah, the bridge is the one, it goes up like on a slant like this, and it's, the abutments are not going to be replaced, but the decking is going to be replaced. So that's what we're doing there. It needs to be, obviously, it's a really old bridge, and we got a lot of bridges in this county, and that's one of them. Even though it's in the city of Shamokin, we need, that's one of our bridges, and it needs to have some attention and work done to it. So that's
Connected to,
Yes.
that's that bridge. Yeah,
that's a main artery.
it is. Yes, it is.
All in favor, state aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Solicitors report, Mr. Rovito.
Mr. Chairman, when you're going to need a motion to adopt Resolution 02-26, Memorandum of Understanding between the County of Northumberland and the Central Susquehanna Opportunities Incorporated to undertake the Department of Housing and Urban Development funded housing projects in Northumberland County, and for SEDA, Council of Governments Community Development Program to conduct the environmental review. And this is a ratification.
So moved.
Seconded.
On the question, all in favor, state aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
We're going to need a motion to adopt Ordinance 01-26, an ordinance of the Board of Commissioners of the County of Northumberland repealing the Local Economic Revitalization Tax Assistance, also known as LRTA program, providing for tax exemption for certain deteriorated areas within the county, providing for an exemption schedule, and establishing standards and qualifications for participants, also known as Ordinance 02-13.
So moved.
Seconded.
On the question, all in favor, state aye. Aye. Motion carries.
We need a motion to adopt Resolution 03-26, which is a resolution to declare a disaster emergency in Northumberland County on behalf of the Commissioners in regard to Winter Storm Fern, and this is a ratification.
So moved.
Seconded.
On the question, all in favor, state aye.
Aye.
Motion carried.
We need a motion to adopt Resolution R04-26, Professional Services Agreement between the Northumberland County Commissioners and Joel M. Wiest Esquire to serve as the Mental Health Mental Retardation Review Officer from January 1 of 2026 to December 31 of 2026.
So moved.
On the question, all in favor state aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
We need a motion to adopt Resolution R05-26, Professional Services Agreement between the Northumberland County Commissioners and Ann Melissa Callis Esquire to serve as the first substitute mental health, mental retardation review officer from January 1 of 2026 to December 31 of 2026.
So moved.
Good.
On the question, all in favor state aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
We need a motion to adopt Resolution 06-26, Professional Services Agreement between the Northumberland County Commissioners and Robert M. Verano Esquire to serve as the second substitute mental health, mental retardation review officer for January 1, 2026 to December 31 of 2026.
So moved.
Seconded.
On the question, all in favor state aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
We're going to need a motion to adopt Resolution 07-26, Agreements, Amendments, Revisions, Grants, Leases, and Reports between the Northumberland County Commissioners on behalf of Human, Senior, and Social Services and the named service providers as listed, 1 through 5.
So moved.
Seconded.
On the question, all in favor state aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
That concludes my report, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, any old business? Okay, new business, I just want to mention Olivia and Rebecca from 911 on the warming centers you worked on. I don't know if you want to speak about it at all, but they worked on warming centers over the past week when it was very cold. I know I stopped up one of the days. There was a number of people there playing cards and playing everything else you could play there and at the City of Shamokin Center. But it was nice that you've done that and put the time in and your workers were there. And I'm sure the people who, I don't know how the other turnouts were other places, but I'm sure they appreciated it. So I want to thank you. You have anything, Olivia?
I think overall, we might have come close to 90 individuals.
That was the, does that include the 24/7 centers? Or does that, just the senior center? Just the senior centers? Wow, additional 90, okay.
Okay. Everybody got along? Yes, okay. So that's a good thing. But that was great. Thanks for all that and tell your people the same thing. It worked. And the only other thing that I have, I've been here 11 years now, and I've sat in these meetings monthly, and I have never seen, and I tell this guy how much I appreciate him, Steve in the back there, I've never seen nobody on this side in the meeting. Steve, I don't know if they're afraid of you or what, but this is the first time there's been nobody in those chairs, so you must be a tough guy. They're all staying away from you. So, again, another meeting without an incident. You have about 15 more years and you'll tie the record from before. All right, anything else? Okay,
Offer public input.
public input. You're not the public. Go ahead.
I do want to say that throughout the experience that happened. So, but anyway, we appreciate it there. You kept everything.
Okay, we appreciate that.
Mr. Chairman, may I offer a comment?
Did you read any more articles?
I don't know if I can answer that because the paper was laying on the desk today, but I was busy. But I'll read tomorrow's because I'll be in here tomorrow. I'll see you tomorrow at the prison board, and me and Sheriff Wolf will read it together.
If I may, Mr. Chairman, I'd like to add, Francis and news item, we've all coordinated very well, and thank you for helping us get the message out. But working directly with Rebecca Baker, I want to offer this to the commissioners. She had contacts for emergency with the Red Cross, for CSO, for getting food assistance, coordinating deliveries, and you really did have a lot of community outreach and step up. And Brandon and the 911 staff coordinated with the emergency personnel and departments seamlessly. It was really a good team lift.
I would just like to say, Francis, I'm glad to hear that Sam's telling you to call Nate instead of call me. Because normally over the years, it's been Sam told me to call you. Yeah. But now, that's okay, Nate, well. Yeah, okay, thank you. That's good news. Good.
Okay, anything else? Olivia?
I want to add one more thing. Aside from all of the you brought that
I hope that people appreciate what our departments try to help to do, you know, and appreciate, and now I know where you got your new coat, Olivia. Okay, thank you, meeting's adjourned.